Welcome to Grand Prix, your ultimate destination for the fastest and sharpest updates in the world of Formula One. Today, we've got 3 red-hot stories lined up for you. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay ahead of the grid. Let's dive straight in. Hey everyone, how's it going? Here's the big question making waves in the paddock right now. Is McLaren deliberately sabotaging Oscar Piastri's car, or has the Australian simply lost his edge? Both the driver and the team have finally broken their silence about what's been happening over the last few races, a stretch that's cost Piastri the championship lead for the first time since April. So let's unpack it all. And of course, a video this complete deserves your support. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single moment of Formula One drama as we head toward the Brazilian Grand Prix, the final and most decisive leg of the season. Now, back to Piastri. The young Australian hasn't quite been himself lately. At the Mexican Grand Prix, he once again suffered from a mysterious lack of pace compared to his teammate Lando Norris, and that underwhelming performance cost him dearly. In qualifying, he was more than half a second slower than Norris, only managing P7 on the grid, and that was even with Carlos Sainz's penalty giving him a small boost. But this wasn't a one-off. Over several weekends now, Piastri has looked unsettled, committing small errors and struggling to match Norris's rhythm. Naturally, when that happens, the rumor mill goes wild. Some fans are whispering that McLaren might be favoring Norris, or worse, that there's a deliberate sabotage happening behind the scenes. So what's really going on? Piastri himself addressed the speculation this week. He admitted that he initially wondered whether there might still be damage lingering from the rough United States Grand Prix, where the car took a brutal pounding over the bumps. But after a detailed inspection with the engineers, the team confirmed there was no mechanical issue whatsoever. Team principal Andrea Stella was crystal clear: there is nothing wrong with the car. Instead, Stella pointed to driving style and track characteristics. According to him, Norris thrives on circuits with low grip and sliding tires, exactly what we saw in Austin and Mexico, while Piastri excels on high grip tracks, where his more precise and controlled driving style shines brightest. Stella reminded everyone that this is only Piastri's 3rd season in Formula One, and fluctuations like these are part of the natural learning curve. During the practice sessions, race engineer Tom Stallard observed that Norris was gaining significant time under heavy braking, especially in turns 1 and 12. Piastri tried to adapt by braking later and extending his deceleration to mimic Norris's approach, but that change cost him time in other sectors, particularly the fast-flowing sections and the stadium complex. In short, the difference wasn't about equipment, but about adaptation. Piastri reinforced this message himself. He admitted that in the last 2 races, he hasn't been able to drive naturally, having to alter his style just to keep up, which made him feel less at ease behind the wheel. But he was adamant: he hasn't lost confidence, nor ability. It's just a phase of adjustment, he said, convinced that analyzing these experiences will make him stronger in the upcoming rounds. And to those pushing the idea of sabotage, Piastri firmly shut it down. More updates, insights and behind-the-scenes breakdowns, only here, on F1 Newsline. Piastri versus Norris: is McLaren playing favorites? According to Oscar Piastri, McLaren's performance issues in recent weeks have nothing to do with the machinery. The young Australian insists the cars haven't changed in weeks, and that his recent dip in form comes down to adapting to the unique demands of the latest circuits, not any hidden problem inside the garage. Team principal Andrea Stella echoed that sentiment, saying he's confident Piastri will bounce back quickly, with Interlagos expected to suit his driving style far better. The team hopes the Mexican Grand Prix serves as a valuable learning experience, a stepping stone for Piastri to return to the front of the pack. But the reality is brutal: the championship lead is gone. And if Piastri doesn't recover fast, both Lando Norris, and even Max Verstappen, could seize the momentum and leave him behind in the title race. The next few rounds will be absolutely critical to determine whether this is just a temporary slump or the beginning of a major shift in the championship battle. So now, it's over to you. Backhand index pointing right: do you think McLaren has truly been fair with both drivers? Backhand index pointing right, or is there an internal push to crown Norris as the undisputed number 1? Backhand index pointing right, and most importantly, can Piastri bounce back in time to keep his title hopes alive? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're watching them all. Small orange diamond: FIA hacked, Verstappen's personal data exposed. And just when you thought the weekend couldn't get any wilder, a massive cybersecurity scandal has rocked the FIA. According to multiple reports, the FIA's online portal, the very system that holds sensitive personal data for hundreds of drivers across all racing categories, has been breached. Among the compromised records, those belonging to 4-time world champion Max Verstappen. It all started when a group of ethical hackers on the social platform X revealed they had discovered a critical flaw in the FIA database. They managed to create a fake account and, unbelievably, promote themselves to administrator status without any verification whatsoever. The vulnerability, described as a Mesa segment flaw, tricked the FIA servers into trusting malicious commands, effectively granting the intruders unrestricted access. With that admin clearance, they could view confidential documents, including Verstappen's super license, passport information, and private contact details. The hackers claim they did not steal or copy any files. Instead, they say the stunt was purely a test to expose the weakness. Once confirmed, they reported it directly to the FIA and even helped them patch the hole. In an official statement, the FIA confirmed the incident, stating that corrective measures were immediately implemented. They also notified both the data protection authorities and the affected drivers, insisting that other systems, like live race control or technical scrutineering networks, were not compromised. Still, the revelation has triggered a storm of questions. How could such a basic vulnerability exist in a system that stores the personal information of the world's top drivers? Experts warn that sports organizations have become prime targets for hackers. The combination of high-profile figures, global exposure, and sensitive data creates a perfect scenario for digital attacks, even when they come from so-called white-hat hackers. For Verstappen, this incident is a harsh reminder of the risks that come with being one of the most recognizable faces in motorsport. While there's no evidence that his data was misused, the fact that outsiders could even access his records is deeply concerning. The FIA insists it's reinforcing its cybersecurity infrastructure, but this breach serves as a clear warning. Formula may first be the pinnacle of technology on the track, but off it, the digital defenses are clearly lagging behind. Small orange diamond FIA data breach, careless oversight, or the cost of a digital world. So, what do you think? Was this a careless blunder by the FIA, failing to protect the private information of its drivers? Or, in today's hyper-connected world, is it simply inevitable that hackers will always find a way through, no matter how tight the security? It's a serious off-track drama that reminds us Formula One isn't just about engines and aerodynamics anymore. It's also about data, privacy, and trust. Drop your opinions below. We'd love to hear your take on this unexpected cyber controversy shaking motorsport's highest authority. Small orange diamond Mercedes and McLaren under investigation. Cost cap controversy explodes. Now for the big bombshell of the day. According to Sky Sports Italy, both Mercedes and McLaren are officially under investigation for potentially breaching Formula One's cost cap, and the implications could be enormous. Just a few days ago, we reported early whispers that one or more top teams might have gone over budget during the 2024 financial cycle. Those whispers have now evolved into formal inquiries. The FIA's cost cap administration is said to be handling the matter with maximum secrecy, trying to avoid a major scandal while the 2025 championship fight is still raging. But if the suspicions are confirmed, the consequences could be devastating, especially for McLaren, the back-to-back constructors' champion. At this stage, it's not yet clear whether the alleged violations involve overspending or inaccurate financial reporting. Remember, Aston Martin faced scrutiny in 2022, not for spending too much, but for declaring expenses incorrectly. Insiders believe this could be a similar situation, where the numbers just don't line up between internal books and what was officially submitted to the FIA. But if either Mercedes or McLaren actually exceeded the $135 million cost cap, before adjustments, the FIA's list of possible sanctions is long and serious. We're talking hefty fines, money bag, reduced aerodynamic testing time, the same punishment Red Bull faced in 2021. Budget limitations for the next season. And in the most severe cases, deductions of championship points, for both constructors and drivers. That last one would be catastrophic. Imagine mid-season points deductions affecting the title fight between Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and Max Verstappen. It could completely redefine the championship battle overnight. For now, the FIA remains silent. The governing body only confirmed that all accounts are under review and promised to publish an official compliance report once the audit is complete. But that silence is only fueling speculation. Some analysts argue the FIA is stalling, waiting until after the championship concludes to avoid chaos. Others believe they're right to hold back. Dropping a major penalty mid-season could throw the entire sport into turmoil. Here's the bottom line. If Mercedes or McLaren truly breach the cost cap, the fallout could reshape the grid heading into the 2026 regulations era. If not, this could all just be a paperwork drama, the kind of bureaucratic noise that grabs headlines but changes nothing. Still, the fact that two of the most historic and resource-rich teams in Formula One are under the microscope makes this story impossible to ignore. So now it's your turn. Backhand index pointing right. Do you believe Mercedes or McLaren really went over the limit, or is this just another case of FIA paperwork politics? Backhand index pointing right. Should the FIA announce any findings immediately, or wait until the season ends? Drop your thoughts below, because this, right here, could be the scandal that shapes the 2025 championship. Stay tuned because this story is far from over, and as always you'll get every twist and update first here on F1 Newsline, where speed meets truth.